Welcome back to Downtime Activities, and welcome back to the Devils of the West. Last time we left these rootin' tootin' cowpoke, they had just gotten done starting to maybe unravel some of what's going on here.
They had just got done starting? What the hell are you saying?
I mean, you were working to... They're in Alton, Pennsylvania, having come here to meet with Lizard, a member of the Eyes of Providence, and happening upon what is an active outbreak infestation of a horrifical case of denticulosis. Teeth.
Lots of teeth.
Extra. Too many. Disease spreading around that some have hypothesized in the party that is being caused by the water system in this city. Having gone there under the guise of a water check with the honorable and good Dr. Bogus, MD, hero of the
Still
land.
pending if he has the MD.
Under the guise of a water check, and one of you, I believe Jeffress, heard a strange humming coming from the water output pipe heading towards the city. And by a strange humming, I don't mean like, I mean like physically, literal, the sound of somebody humming a tune, singing to echo through that.
I believe our last course of action was follow that pipe.
I believe follow that pipe was the call to action at the end of the last episode.
Also,
Let's just start flushing hand grenades through their pump. That'll solve the problem.
right.
I mean,
no.
The problem is that it's all like fuse explosives here, and you're putting it in a tube of water.
Yeah, hand grenade should be fine. Let's stick a dynamite.
Listen. I have nitrous. I'm pretty sure I still have nitrous somewhere.
Just cut off the water, light a stick of dynamite, and just throw it down the tube.
Guys down there with a bottle of poison.
He's like,
He opens up the thing to pour it in there, and a hand grenade pops out.
This is just a real Batman Beyond situation. Or Batman Begins.
Batman begot.
Do we need to get into the
Batman
sewers
is a
to
bot.
follow the pipe, or
He does weird type.
I think that's what.
You think that, at least proximally here, nearby, it's probably more or less buried. Once it gets closer to the city itself, it probably has a more defined sewer system. I guess you're not exactly sure.
Hey, engineer guys that know all about the water system. Where would this
that's
pipe
me.
go? Yeah.
I'm an engineer, guys. Yeah. How can I help you?
Where would this pipe lead? Is this
To the city.
Well, gee, thanks.
specifically where?
Well, this is the main output, so it's going to be heading this way for, give or take, 1,000 yards. And then it's going to start to split and go through into the city system. Everything goes through this pipe.
Is there a way for us to access it underground?
Access what?
Get to the.
I mean, you can get in the sewers, and you'd probably
follow
see
from there. Okay.
part of it from there.
To the sewers.
To the sewers.
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, no problem. Me,
I
engineer guys.
I tip him exactly.
Hovering over +1 boss move. Let's make it 2.
For the
We're all-
record, it would have been 15 cents.
We're already gonna have to shoot that boss at least twice with the damage we tend to deal. So that's true.
It's not so much the damaging them as it is the hitting them a lot of times. I fired and I miss.
Fired and I miss.
And I fire and miss, and I fire and I miss, and I fire and I hit for 49.
and they go down instantly.
Yay.
Where'd you
it's a
hit
real
him?
all or
Directly in the
nothing.
balls.
Directly in the balls.
Because Savage Worlds.
I hit him in the
is
balls hard
great-
enough to kill 5 men.
Well, every man who watches you hit him in the balls dies. That's true. A little inside, so it all works out.
Big facts. So you guys are starting to head back toward the city, I assume. So what is your goal is to, I assume, kind of get
Into the sewers.
to the sewers?
Preferably this whatever manhole cover is closest to this main water thing. Because it's gonna, if it runs as the crow flies straight into the city from where it exits, we can probably walk along that path.
Yeah, you kind of have a direction from underground that if you go up above and just kind of try and follow it to the city, it will take you past a little bit because it's kind of outskirts of the city. It will take you past a couple of residential areas. Not residential is a strong word, like a stray house here or there that's along the path. and it's like 2 of those probably that are actually in this pretty straight path.
Suspicious. We should burn them.
As you arrive to the city on the edge, and go ahead and give me...
Do either of those, like, residential houses seem abandoned? Or does it seem like there's people currently living there?
The closer of the 2 seems more rundown. Both don't... They're not like rubble, and they're not like... there's not like... They don't necessarily... Like, the closer of the 2, it doesn't look like it's... Like, it looks lived in, but there's not, like actively lived in.
I mean, I think there's just a chance that one of them has a basement.
Oh, that is true.
Look, the second house is... There's definitely people moving around, but the closer of the 2 you don't see.
The vast majority of our problems have been in basements.
That's true.
Just make sure we go down into the basement as a group, because...
I think you said just one, and it's got to be whoever they got the appropriate brick for.
Right, because...
Do they have the sheriff brick? Do they have the Grimes brick?
They've got their pretty boy outlaw brick down there, so Grimes has to go home.
Just, more than one basement we've been into, somebody's been bricked, so...
It's the problem. You shouldn't be fighting in a basement. That's the...
There are rules for fighting in basements. They go, don't fight in a basement. She's an actor. She doesn't know anything about tactics. You don't need to be General fucking Stonewall Jackson to know you don't want to fight in a basement.
I am more than a little convinced that entire bit was like, I'm pretty, I'm pretty sure they were like, there's rules for fighting in a basement, and then he forgets what the line is, and he says, don't fight in a basement. They just roll with it.
And they're like, that's amazing. Keep it. I'll run with it.
Anyway.
Are you hitting on each other with sauce packets?
Maybe a little.
Saucy. So, yeah. Are you doing anything?
Let's knock on the first door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's knocking?
I will. I'm the.
Are you wearing gloves, or is it your bare hand knocking?
I do wear gloves, so yeah.
You wear gloves? Okay. You knock.
Yeah. No splinters.
No splinters? No. Okay. I mean, even if it was, you got a good set of cattleman's gloves on, I assume. So.
Well, I wear them so that you don't see the gray, zombified hands.
Look, if you touch it with bare hands and nothing happens, the house goes into the bag of holding. That's the rules.
It's rules.
I just realized we never established if you wear gloves until now.
I see.
Sometimes you gotta ask these questions.
I think you're confidently saying that if somebody wears gloves, they are undead.
It's true.
Scratch.
Mm-hmm.
You. Mohan.
It's true. Only weirdos. You know, morons.
Scratch comes out of nowhere. Like,
Scratch, Jeffress, Mohan, morons.
Scratch comes out of nowhere, just ready to fight. What did you say about me, you little shit?
Scratch would be so aggressive. You just like subtly hinted him to go do something that'll damn his soul. Anyway, you knock hard on this door. No response.
Trap door.
It's locked.
Is there a window?
Sure there is. Go ahead and give me notice. It is dark inside.
You're lucky I grabbed you some dice.
Thank you.
A tree, guys.
Yeah. No, just 2 trees. I got a whole forest over here.
You can it's dark inside of here. It's daylight out, so a little bit of light's peering in through the window. It looks like, on the inside, it looks like a house that's lived in, but it seems unoccupied. Like there's nothing moving around in there. Where you're peering in is kind of near the front, so it's kind of the main entryway, which seems to be more or less like a bedroom / sitting area. That's all you can really make out. There's not like dust and cobwebs overgrown inside of here or anything like that, but there's no one moving around and it's dark.
Let's go around the back and see if there's a cellar.
Okay.
Or I can just pick the lock.
Well, but there might not be. So at this point in time, you don't really have like a lot of, like sometimes you have basements that are from the inside of the building, but a lot of times it's like a cellar that you get to from like the exterior of the building.
Okay.
I mean, there could be like a trapdoor in the living room. I don't know, but yeah.
Won't be the first time.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah. Just
Try the easy answer first.
Looping around, there doesn't appear to be an obvious cellar.
Does the house's foundation look like it could have a basement?
It does.
It's not like a. It's not
Potentially.
Like it's not like.
I'm picking the lock.
Okay.
Grimes is just
Look,
like
Grimes is
Grimes is just sticking there
waiting
to
by
your
the door
shit.
with his pretty boy brick, his the antagonist. At the very least, we know Grimes had it.
They have a bucket. They have a bucket balanced above the doorframe with a brick on it. So
The pretty
Grimes
boy
opens the door,
outlaw,
pushes
brick,
it
also
out.
known as the meat tenderizer.
You ain't got much brain cells left.
Thief fray.
So it's a D4 and a D6.
I got it.
Okay.
You only have one rank of thievery?
Yeah.
Shocking.
Well, I have 2 in survival, and stealth I have 2 as well.
The D6.
Thought you were a better criminal than me.
4.
4? You picked the up?
Yay!
Victor. It smells sweet and faintly of brick dust.
Brick dust?
Do you open the door?
Yeah, I do open the door. Is there a brick coming?
No brick. No brick, no. Opening into this, it's how I described. A little more light filters in as the door opens up, allowing more daylight in here. It seems not particularly well kept, but somewhat recently moved around in and lived in, at the very least.
Do we smell a dead body?
You don't smell a dead body. However,
That would imply we smell something else.
entering in, there's everyone only knows.
There's a certain je ne sais quoi.
It's a 4.
Oh,
That's a 7.
That's a 10.
Oh,
6.
shit.
What's that?
8.
8.
two of you both notice, all of you, I guess I should say, notice like slight kind of weird smell to the air inside of here. Almost kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like oniony, or like it's something that kind of, it's not necessarily natural smelling like onion, but it kind of has that little burn to your nostrils as you come in here.
Oh god, we're all having
The
a stroke.
other of you three, everyone smells toast. The other three of you, the three of you who rolled higher, begin to disregard the right side of your body.
Man, Erickson's really bored of this campaign. He's decided to do this TPK us with a stroke.
With a grief stroke.
I've got a joke about that later.
Thanks for the reserving it for later. The three of you who rolled 8 or higher also notice like it is a very thin layer, but a like tiny bit of smoke filters out through the door as you open it. It is wispy. It is slight. You'd have to be pretty eagle-eyed to catch it, but it seems like with the doors and windows closed, this thing was kind of keeping in a thin veil of smoke inside of the place.
Maybe something in the kitchen? So I'll go.
I'm just pulling.
Do I- hey,
pulling both.
Do I?
I'm just
Do
having
I?
a gun in either hand.
I'm gonna roll
I
a.
have my left
We'll call
hand.
it a. We'll call it a spirit.
Right.
Okay. So Mohan goes. Hello?
Everyone roll me a notice.
Oh,
We're trying to notice a lot of things here.
damn.
It's a-
I know.
it's a
you're-
2 for
You got snake eyes.
Explode.
There.
Six explode.
6 explode.
Did you even keep track?
Was that 4
I think that's
6s?
4 6s into 5. So
29.
29. Yeah. Between the two of us, it's an
Well,
even
20.
30.
Wait, sorry, 28
group
because
checks.
I moved.
Right. Who?
Twofer.
Everyone besides Jeffress. It is dead quiet in here. You say hello. It has a slight echo into the room, and that's it.
I'm too on edge.
Yeah.
You have the sort of senses only a predator can have, right? You are like so keenly tuned in that you can hear
The brick sailing through the air. I'm just sorry.
you can hear. So it's this subtle. You had to be pretty fucking insanely good to hear. Like, you can hear clearly not in the same room as you, but somewhere nearby, like somebody like hearing and like taking a breath and like steeling themselves to be quiet. You think that they're through a door at least.
Now, this is a question that I have to ask here. Can Jeffress even come in this house?
That's a really good point. He hears this from the doorway. He hears this from the doorway.
Standing in the doorway.
Yeah.
Like, because it has to be a resident, right?
Yeah.
Like,
You're right.
You're right.
I can't
As long as there's technically somebody living here,
Big
we
facts.
can't invite them in.
You're with that check, you can still it's even more distant, but you can hear a like.
See, is this where Jeffers wall bangs him?
Shame. Boom.
Well, I'll say, there's somebody here, and I'll be like, mind if we come in?
No response.
I'm gonna pull out my
if one of them pulls a rudder,
gadget.
we have a man waiting.
We have a
for
man
him.
at the door. Sure.
I'm gonna
Something I need
pull
to pay more
out.
attention
Yeah. You need to subtly ask that more often. It's something I forget about.
I'm gonna pull out
forget
my
about it
Club
too.
9 special, and I'm gonna try to fucking kick the doors.
All right. So there is technically 2 stories to this place. You think the second one is probably like a half story. It's probably more like a storage story. And there's kind of an attached kitchen. The attached kitchen.
The kitchen. Yeah.
The kitchen does have a door between it and this. So you're like kicking the door open and going in.
Yeah.
Okay, you kick the door open and step in.
And then that's when the brick
Who's that comedian that does the whole thing about doing a B&E?
A B&E. I just want to do a B&E.
Well, but he started out like he kicked the front door off the hinges and he was so stoked that he kicked the door off of the coat closet that was right there as well.
Here's the thing: a B&E is very different than a BE. Do a B&E, don't do a BE, because a BE is a barium minimum.
No thanks. Okay. Well, if you're checking out the kitchen,
You kick the door open, stomp in, no brick. The kitchen seems to have been used somewhat recently,
I'm gonna
but no one's in there.
go upstairs and check the storage area.
Okay. It's kind of off the kitchen that there's it's somewhere between ladder and stairs, like a very steep wooden set of stairs that going up seems to get you to like a half level. And looking up inside of here,
Kind of like a loft. Or...
kind of like a loft. It's kind of, think of it like an attic, like a crawl space sort of attic top piece. And looking up inside of there, they don't brick you because they have the Pretty Boy Outlaw brick. They can't use it on the professor. But looking up inside of there, there's some like miscellaneous stuff up here, but you don't see any people at a glance. You can go and roll me a notice if you want.
Guess we'll look around for trapdoors or...
yeah, I mean, the whole
That's
reason why
taxes.
we're breaking into this person's house, who's done nothing wrong, I should add, before all of you start to
That's
get
a
too
6.
gun happy.
The 6,
down.
looking around up here, there's like mostly just miscellaneous stuff. One thing you do notice is what looks like, and you would only know this because of your background, broken lab equipment. It seems like there is some like beaker, vial sort of things that are kind of piled in one of the corners up here that seem to be damaged lab equipment.
I'm just gonna take it in my
Guilty.
hand and just like I'm just gonna come down the stairs with it and be like,
Look,
be like,
flask.
somebody was doing something up there. This is equipment, lab equipment we use for certain types of chemicals. I don't know what.
Maybe you could roll a science to see if you could ascertain that.
Okay.
Let's try and find an office. Maybe they have some papers.
Can
Yeah,
I roll the
yeah,
science?
sure.
Can I roll the science to like see if there was any
Kicking
like,
doors again.
There's no other door that you see.
God damn it.
Oh, so there's only like
There's really only
I'm gonna
two.
make a
There's only
kicking
one
sound.
door inside. It's a pretty small door.
So was that a yes on rolling the science to like check out the equipment, see if I could see what
Sure.
see if with my background in science if
Yes, I'll look around for trapdoors or like basement access or cellar
Okay.
access.
Try and give me notices.
I'm gonna open up the cabinet.
I'll do it.
that's a 10.
A 10. This seems like lab equipment for functionally like combining chemicals. It seems like it's like pieces
We all
of
got
things that
things.
would be used to do chemistry style science.
Did I find any of like the chemicals up there or no?
Seems like just like discarded bits that were like a dropped and broken vial or that kind of stuff. It's not like the functioning equipment.
We got a whole forest over here. All trees.
All three.
I'm gonna spend a penny on.
Okay.
I'll walk around, just peek through windows, I guess.
You look creepy.
6 explodes.
That was a lucky rollover there.
Double A.
Total of 8. You, unlike these idiots, they're all like looking under carpets and stuff. They're like, where are they hiding? And you're like, well, for a house like this, if its cellar is inside, it's probably more of like, maybe it's more of just like a meat locker or something along those lines. It's probably in the kitchen, not the living room. And you actually find that there's like a pantry, and the floor of the pantry seems to be some sort of swingable hatch door. You have to open the pantry to find it, but it's inside of there. And it looks like at least the bottom 2 worth of shelves.
I only know there's a pantry here because the door has been suspiciously kicked open.
Yeah, of course.
It's like somebody came through here, just kicking all the doors.
Grabs, what are you doing? You're not doing anything. You're just kicking doors here for the sake of kicking doors.
He's now kicking in the
Told me not
cabinets.
to.
I'll whistle for the others.
Okay.
I'll go down first.
Okay, walking over to it, it seems to be like, has like a ring pull on the top of it. Are you trying to open it?
Yep.
Seems like it's barred from the other side.
Other side?
I'm gonna start shooting it.
You shoot down
No.
into it.
Whoa.
Hey, no, you can't stop him if he pulls the
That's
gun and
true.
shoots. You can get one shot off before you try and stop. Are you
That's
shooting
true.
through this?
Maybe.
You tell me.
That's a yes.
Yes or no?
Grabs is definitely thinking.
Sounds like a yes to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like you
Yeah.
already made that choice.
Yeah,
You made that choice, but now you're trying to go back on it.
6er.
You fire straight down through this.
Jesus
and you hear a like stumbling noise, and somebody kind of react, but you don't know if you hit him or not.
Let us say
is it unlocked now, or can
No.
we do it? No.
Let's.
Can I? Can I give it a strength?
To try to snap this thing, go ahead and you can try and roll it.
I mean, so I think that
This
it's
isn't a
funny
4 to
if I
16
can-
kind of thing,
yeah,
but you can try.
It's one of those. I think it'll be funny if I can do it. So,
I'm going to find.
because it's like if it's barred from the inside, then there's not really a way. It's like by nature, unless we're like chopping through it with an axe. Do I have an axe?
I have a hatchet.
Oh.
Horse.
Anyway,
The horse is outside of town.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a 5er.
Fiber. Not enough. You like, and you can like hear some of the like wood snapping on the other side, but it's not enough to like snap a 2x4.
I'm trying to find. Unfortunately, this PDF I have on my phone doesn't let me just like. Doesn't really have a like.
A search function.
Yeah, so I have to like. Anyway, there's a chance I could teleport somebody down there.
Oh, hang on. Don't lean. Sorry.
Does that get around the
Does teleportation trump?
I mean, you aren't willingly entering the building. You're being forced to suddenly be inside of it.
That is an interesting question.
Would you explode?
Because vampires just can't enter without being let in. So
I think I'd explode. I think it would just either.
Teleporting to an unseen location incurs a -2 penalty on the arcane skill roll, which would put it at a 6.
I can always try and blow it open with my shotgun.
I mean, I also have my bolt gadget that I could use too, and that way you're not using your ammo.
That you're using points.
It's just one PowerPoint.
Who stands the best chance of surviving long enough down there to open the hatch?
Neither one of us.
You're outside the
But
building. I'd have to
I also
teleport you
have
into the
no-
building first, and then teleport you to the hatch.
I have no other way of getting in.
That's such a funny quirk.
Alright, Mohan.
Alright.
Let's see if I can just... Assuming you're a willing participant,
Let's go.
let's see if I can just...
Hang on. I pull out the shotgun.
Dude,
If this
just
works,
doing that.
it's gonna scare the shit out of whoever's down
do
there.
I notice the gun?
I just appear in front of them with the shotgun.
You do. You do hear a gunshot.
That's...
And you can hear in
I'll-
6.
Yeah, I need a 6. I'll spend 1 Benny on it, dropping me to 1 for the ensuing combat.
Well, you know.
Well, you know.
And these refresh per like play session, not per episode.
We're gonna go for.
Tune in next week when I die. So many wounds. 4 explodes.
There's a chance.
7.
Ah!
I needed a
Okay.
6.
So you describe to me what it looks like when you do this.
I am like everyone's like it's like you're like kind of like trying to muscle it open, and you're like having it's he's like I'll just blow it off the hinges, and like or you're like I'll just use the shotgun, and it's like, and I'm like consulting the spell book the whole time.
You're like maybe
it's like I think this is possible, so it's like
Jeffers is yelling outside. What's happening?
yeah. We open the kitchen window. Yeah, so he's just like leaning on the kitchen window.
Please come in.
Jeffers, the true hero, goes to get us help, and we all inevitably die.
With a like flash of smoke and like a kind of crackling pop, Mohan vanishes.
Is your intent to teleport him just to the other side of this, or like somewhat deep into the cellar, or like are you wanting to like literally just
like probably
just barely
like
across or further than
like like on like I assume this is a hatch. There's either stairs or a ladder going
it's
down.
probably a similar sort of like ladder stairs.
Yeah, so like probably like to the bottom of that, so he doesn't just like he doesn't.
There's
appear,
a ladder,
like,
so I thought teleport. It's like a 20-foot drop.
right.
I love the idea that she just he or she, who knows, that whoever's in here like locked this, but it's literally just like a 30-foot pit straight down, and there's somewhere else deeper down into it, and she just appear in like the middle of that and then fall and break an ankle.
That would be a heck of a thing. No, yeah, just
to the bottom of it. That's
it.
That's a good decision. So you, in a flash of light and smoke, appear at the bottom of this. You can see down here it is somewhat lit. Kind of moodily lit, but lit. And you appear just at the bottom of this, like looking back towards the hatch. And what you can see, just beyond this kind of ladder stairs, behind them to where people would be walking down, a lady in a double-breasted white lab coat with black gloves, black hair greased back with a streak of gray going down either side of it, who is standing just behind where the first step would be, holding a syringe. Who then like looks at you shocked, and I'm gonna have you and her both draw cards.
Ma'am, put the syringe down. Says the teleporting lawman.
So you're first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I point a double-barrel shotgun at her and go, "Put the syringe down, ma'am."
So you're not firing on her. Not going straight for the kill. You're saying that.
Yes.
So you're gonna give her a turn.
Well, I guess I can hold my action. Right?
If she like charges
As
you,
like
you'll shoot her.
Right.
Okay.
If she does something threatening, she's getting both barrels. I'll declare that right now.
She's gonna stumble back to kind of a back corner of this room, and she's gonna be like, "Don't come near me, or I'll end ya."
I like her, like the idea that she's not grasping. You can just blow her away.
What a meaningful conversation between you.
I mean, that was a whole plethora of information that just came down to me. It was just like, oh, she's fucking crazy.
Why is it always mad scientists? Every corner we turn in this damn country, it's another mad
Hey,
scientist.
listen. At least I'm not. I haven't been that crazy yet. So.
Look, you are one step short of every mad scientist we've met so far.
For every assembly line or steel plant or whatever, there's one mad scientist.
Is she still in the?
It's the
between,
ratio.
like the cellar door.
She's closer to the stairs than. I mean, she's about as close to the stairs as you are. It's pretty cramped in this section down here.
Okay. I'm gonna just keep the shotgun like pointed at her as I like approach.
I assume that worked.
So-
I can't hear anything.
She's
Who
gonna
wants to
say, she's gonna be like, "Don't go for it. Don't do it."
I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep going.
She's probably gonna. Well, let's find out.
Yeah.
You roll me whatever intimidation is in this.
Can I try and teleport?
Intimidation.
Can I try? I'm gonna try and teleport the vampire into the building.
Into the building or down there?
Into the building
Because
first.
you can see him, and you could. I mean, it'd be the same roll if you want to just teleport him down there.
That's a fair point.
I'm outside, man.
What's
What's going on?
Roll it.
I will
-2.
stick my hand out the kitchen window.
7. Okay.
See if I can teleport you into the basement. I cannot.
Use the last penny.
Do it, coward.
Sure. You're on
No,
shit.
don't do it.
Fine. You said it. So you said it. Nope. It's even worse.
Free. It's free real estate. she like takes one step towards you, and then like shrinks back away again.
She's like,
if
I had a
crazy.
lighter finger, that one step might have
That one step, you're like,
There's a
the hat shows.
excellent kind of crazy character
going
in
down.
an old
Easy, Grimes.
in a
Why do I get the feeling you're gonna have me
who
go
has a
down
double barrel
first
shotgun
to try and reason
and he
with the bad
wires
Dang,
the
he's
triggers
doing dope.
of both barrels
scientists.
and then just holds the hammers with his thumb and he tells the guy he's like I've wired the triggers on this, so he's like, so I'm just holding the hammers, so if you move too fast while we're riding, or if I hit a bad bump in the road,
it's all over. So Grimes sprints down there first, ready for action, and you see what I described. Now, kind of like looking inward towards us, especially with the extra light filtering in. You can see that this is a pretty small little like kind of meat cellar thing. That a section of probably like a table for setting things down onto to like store them has been converted into like a chemistry laboratory tabletop. There's all sorts of beakers and stuff flowing there, a couple books stacked up, and you can see beyond that a section looks like it's kind of been caved into and an exposed piece of piping that has some sort of like welded on hatch to it.
And there we go.
There's
All right, ma'am,
I'm
I'm gonna need you to stay right there. Professor, I need you to come down and look at some notes for me, some sciencey stuff.
I'm gonna come down.
There's no notes, Dan.
I'm gonna come down like
There's books right over there, man.
Books aren't notes.
I'm gonna come down like mumbling to it.
I want to say that again.
I like the idea of Grimes
And she has this like very threatening stance towards you, but you stand straight to like, books are not notes. That's what I said to you.
This is a lady putting the chemicals in the water, turning all the freaking frogs again.
I'm gonna come down, start mumbling to myself. What the hell you mean? Come and talk about notes and stuff. Then I turn and like see all of this.
and they both go all rosy-eyed, and they just fall.
Yeah.
Just be like,
This magic moment.
what in Sam hell's going on down here?
Nothing. Y'all get.
She's doing something to the water over there.
Yeah, of course. Alright,
Don't go on another note.
I'm gonna use.
Are you the one
I'm
that's
gonna
making
use,
the cats have teeth? Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna try.
Cats already have teeth.
Get dunked on, Grimes.
I'm gonna use my integral gun to like try and wrap her arm up.
Are you pulling something out?
Yeah.
Are you pulling the gun at her? You shooting it at her?
Well, I already had my entangled gun out. It was just.
You're trying to shoot her with the entangled gun?
Whoa.
Yeah, actually,
I think he already is. I think he is.
You tell me?
I think he's already made that decision. Listen, I'm not in there.
I say
does
one
that.
thing. I say, come down and look at these books. What does he do? Shoots her.
Well, the entangled gun doesn't kill her. It just ensnares her to where where it's kind of more difficult for her to move.
I've got her pinned with a shotgun.
Yeah, but
I'm
mean,
trying to figure out whether I couldn't teleport him inside, or what, because he's
Read
old,
into
or
the
just
book.
because I'm
Alright, screw-
very good at
It's
magic.
witch magic. It should work on the
All
other.
Screw it,
right, let's
I'm gonna-
try this again.
I'm just gonna put it away and just go look over at the notes and just trust that
So you're
table.
walking over to the notes.
Six explodes.
I'm just
No, the books.
Hey! Alright, I have successfully cast a teleport spell. Does it get him inside?
Sure it does. You get a stomach ache when you get inside of here, but you're inside.
You feel like you kind of cheat. It's like you feel guilty.
Wait,
You're like, I
so
kind of
literally the
cheated.
stomach
like,
ache,
guilt.
does he also have to get permission to go downstairs into the basement?
I'm already downstairs.
He's just
Straight in that.
So there's another. So you guys are all arguing in the basement. There's another poof of smoke, and Jeffress appears.
So
Where are
Meg,
you coming? Why were you outside?
as he goes for the as he goes towards the notes or the books, the books. She's gonna be like, no, and she's going to squeeze the back of this syringe to try and projectile this into your eyes.
Into my eyes?
Okay.
Or his eyes?
Into the man with the shotgun.
I guess I
eyes.
don't have a response to that.
I mean, you could use your ready to action as soon as she's done with hers. What happens, though, is she squirts this entire syringe out onto your shirt.
Do I like feel a burning or?
It's not like acid or anything. It's like...
Ma'am, can you put the syringe down now?
There's still some in here. Don't try me!
Okay.
Can I
You see that? Twice I teleported people into the first through the hatch
How'd
and
you
then
do
Jefferson
that?
into the building. Magic. Waving a human skin bound witchcraft book around.
Yes,
his
yes.
head.
And we're all very impressed. We'll get to it later, okay?
Okay, do you want me to roll a notice for what I find in the books
Sure.
or something like that?
Or a science.
Yeah, a notice
It's
or
not really I mean, I'll just tell you. One
You
of the
can
books
read.
looks like a notebook. That's probably full of notes. And the other is a copy of a book called Pulchra Prodigiosa by a Dr. Gladstone.
Is this one a signed copy as well?
Do you open it?
Yeah. I'll open. I'll
This one is a signed copy.
gonna take that one, put it in my bag, and then
Collector is
we should-
acquired.
we should-
2 out of 10.
Look, we should probably put at least one of those in our museum.
two signed copies.
When you put it in the bag, she's like, hey, that's mine. Put it back.
Not anymore, miss. And I'm just gonna go start looking through her notes.
Brutal.
And I told you, most of our problems are in basements.
Roll me a mad science.
Or mad science.
Oh yeah, did you see the way this lady's dressed? And she's got the Bride of Frankenstein hair.
Maybe better.
Ooh,
than
10
Professor
explodes.
Bogus. I don't know.
Yeah, it's those are the
10
ones I like to hear.
explodes.
10 explodes.
29 or 20. 28.
28. He needed a 30, unfortunately.
This is too mad even for you.
Looking at this, you think you'd have to be mad to be able to decipher exactly what this is, but this, at a quick flip through here, this seems to be recipes for diseases. And it's not, on the cover itself is not really written anything, it's like a leather-bound notebook, but on the first page, is written, everything else is mad scrawlings, but this is written almost in a calligraphic style.
Calligraph. The calligraph.
Calligraphal? Yeah. I don't know.
Calligraphal style.
Definitely playing a
Times
RPG
New
character in the
Roman.
future named Callie Griffle now.
Who's a author or something. Anyway, it does say Professor Contagia's, Professor Contagia's concoctions.
What a stupid name.
Your name is bogus.
It's a family name, okay?
No, it's not. We know your real name.
I mean, Bogus is my middle name, so.
It's the
Legally had it changed.
the true sign of an unsound mind. Alliteration.
Is there anything about, am I able to find the disease that we've been dealing with in this town? Am I able to find?
It might take you some time. It seems like she has come up with quite a few different diseaes inside of here. Seems
Okay.
to be her forte, but if you take some time, you could probably...
Look for something that rhymes with teeth.
Or
If she's as mad of a scientist as we think, she's using the scientific name of it, which I don't remember.
Which I don't remember.
Denticidum? I don't know.
Denticulous poisonate.
The worst Harry.
Fish and flick. Oh god,
can I-
that would be an unforgivable curse. It's a spell that just makes you grow an unfortunate number of extra teeth.
I'm gonna look at her table with all her equipment, just kind of see if I can find the chemicals and stuff she's using, or see what chemicals she's using and stuff.
Wait, are you looking for the? I thought you were looking for the disease in the book.
It would take me a minute though.
And so it seems to be a fairly thorough volume of this stuff. It might take you a second to find that specific
Here's an
one.
interesting question, Professor. If that's a book of all these diseases and how she made them, could you use it? This is probably not how this works, but could you use it to make a cure, and that we could then dump into the water system?
I mean, I probably could if given some time and the proper equipment.
There is no cure.
You don't look all that certain about that, ma'am.
I'm certain. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Why?
Certainly crazy.
Why poison the city anyway?
It's not about the city.
Oh, great.
You triggered the monologue. All right, everybody sit down.
And immediately realizes what she's done. And it's just like,
Put your
And you see her like turn the syringe around. Where she's like looking at the like glistening of the needle off the light.
Everyone, put your seatbelts on. We're going to Crazy Town. Hang on.
And she's like, it's not about me not caring for the life of the people up there. Watching the glistening of the needle. It's about the beautiful and pure life of the children I make here. She says, glancing kind of whatever the opposite of cross-eyed is over her laboratory table.
You're not.
Says, for them to thrive, some may need to die.
Did she just say children?
I'm getting real Bjorklund vibes.
I'm getting super Bjorklund. Do you by chance know a Swedish doctor by the name of Bjork?
No.
That sounds like a lie.
Yeah, probably.
He gave us a very similar speech.
And I did kill him.
Shot him right in the face.
What exactly?
Just be careful.
Great.
Yeah, what are you creating? I just heard the word children. I'm getting flashbacks.
Freaking God's the only one can create.
All right, settle down now, Jeffers.
You see, like everyone's like unbuckled their seatbelt, like, she's going to be like, God cannot create like I can create.
How so?
What are you creating?
Diseases mostly.
I'm creating a life.
How so?
My children, look at them. And you just see a bunch of beakers and vials of goop.
Just vials of goop.
Looks like a pile of shit.
This bag turn.
She keeps like looking back at you, and you know, like, she seems offended by what you're saying, but she seems to not be being nearly as like angry-eyed at you. Like, she seems to be kind of nice to you, but angry-eyed at everybody else.
It's because they're damn hot. They're super
I'm
attractive.
threatening and sexy.
You got that real bad boy attitude.
It's like,
Well,
if she could just get close to you, then you'd protect her, you know?
the dangerous loader that you can change.
So,
Maybe they'll change.
I hate it.
So I'm just gonna look at like, and be like, well, lady, you mind helping me grab some of the supplies here? And
I'm not entirely sure I want, to be honest, I want to touch anything in here.
You shouldn't touch any of it. It's all very toxic.
Ma'am, I believe you. We're a little out of your jurisdiction here, Mohan, but how exactly are we solving this problem?
Well, I was gonna have the professor read through the notes and see if he can't concoct a cure.
it'll take me
There
time.
isn't.
It'll take me time though. That's the problem.
What's your solution then?
We're not exactly short on time at the moment.
Yeah, fair enough. You want to keep her distracted long enough? I can.
Once again,
You're not distracting me.
if she
I'm
moves,
sharp as a knife. I'm sharp as the needle's tip.
Yep. See,
Yeah,
He's across the
I'm gonna.
exactly. I'm like, what
She
do
says
you mean?
completely
I
disregarding
can
you.
blow her head off at any time. We have all the time in the world.
What was that?
No, you're saying needles?
Well, needles, they are but a vessel to deliver.
All right, I'm gonna using what is down
I
here.
will sit down on the like kind of ladder like stair thing, just like
Using what is down here, I will. Can I roll to like see if I can come up with a cure or like find what I
Well,
need to?
if you can find it in her notes, she might just have the. Based on what she's saying about, like, not. I mean, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm backseat here. I'm just trying.
You are backseat driving me here. I'm just trying to. Okay, is there anything in her notes that about a cure for this disease that she has concocted?
Yeah, you got the full time. So you guys are taking some time.
Yeah, we'll take the time.
You go ahead and roll me a research. While he's flipping through that book,
academics or
nope, research.
Research.
It's research to dig through and find this.
Oh,
She kind of has a needle out, and she kind of stumbles back a little further next to the pipe.
Nope. No. Another move. I'm blowing your face off.
Walk
It's,
towards her.
Oh. All right, Grimes.
look.
And I'm gonna take the needle out of her hand.
Look.
So you're gonna reach for the needle.
Whether Grimes distracts her by dying or distracts her by banging her, I don't want to watch either one of that while we're down here.
She kind of seems enthralled by you as you slide it from her hand. She's like, "Hey, why'd to do that. Such a handsome young thing like yourself shouldn't be treating a lady like that.
That's
Yeah, just keep it going.
that's
I'm gonna
a
take her hand and I'm gonna lead her upstairs and let's go grab a drink.
Go ahead and roll me.
that's a that's
Grimes, if she hits you in the head with a rolling pin and gets away, I'm gonna be very upset with you.
These are my kind of ladies.
I fell in love with that woman when she poisoned the whole town with that disease. What makes you grow extra teeth?
that's a 4 for focus.
4 on research?
Yeah.
It's 3, 4.
7.
Yeah, 7.
7. She's like, none of y'all break anything. We're out here.
I guess
I'm going to slowly follow behind and shatter. I'll be like
just hiding in the corner.
So you guys go up the ladder. Where are you trying to go?
I'll go.
Okay. Where are you going?
I mean, I was probably just gonna go wait outside on the front step.
So
I can't help with
everybody
outside.
besides Mohan and Jeffress walk up this ladder as excuse me, not Mohan, Jeffress, Mohan and Professor, as Professor starts flipping through this book. The 4 of you make it outside the front door, and her hand still in Grimes's. They start walking towards the town.
'Twas beauty that tamed the beast.
Yep.
Are you still trailing behind them? Are you staying at the building? Or
Yeah,
are you
I'll just stay at the house.
Okay. Are you trying to be sneaky, trailing behind? Or are you just...
I'm just trying to be like keep it a distance. Like I don't.
He's
Do you
probably
want...
gonna sit at the
Are you making any effort to be quiet?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me stuff.
Touch your hand. I touch it with my elbows. You touch it. I
You have a
touch it
shirt on? Like
with
long sleeve
my
shirts?
yes. I'm like just trying to weasel you in. I want to be close enough that I can hit them, but far enough away they can't hit me.
That's 4 total.
4 total? Okay. You see...
Do you get a boost to stealth of any kind?
No. Believe it or not, as a vampire, you get a boost to self.
He is the knight, but he's not the knight. 4 is good enough. You see, like, her kind of walking with him, and there's this moment of her, like, her hand kind of goes behind her back, and you see it, like, slide into a pocket, and you're, like, ready on a gun, like, oh, if she tries anything. And you see her pull out what looks like a folded piece of paper, just, like, as she's talking, just kind of, like, and toss it into a bush, and keep walking with him.
She's got the cure with her a bit.
Well, I reckon I'll go pick up the piece
Oh,
of paper.
hang on. This actually brings up a question. He left the house. Does he need to ask for permission to come back?
To come back in, he will.
Yes.
Unless you teleport him back.
Luckily, I'm sitting on the front porch, just like bored out of my mind at this point.
You pick up the paper. Are you still following after them?
Yeah, I'll follow before I look at it.
Okay. You kind of look as you go. It seems to be kind of a half-written letter, actually. You'll actually have to probably stop and take some time to read it to fully get the gist. But cutting back to looking through this book, you do find a section in the book that goes over this disease, the contagion of many teeth, as she calls it. No alliteration here, unfortunately. On this one, just the title. And it seems like it describes the process of how she makes it and stuff like that. And it seems like a lot of the notes are kind of specifically about most of the notes are about like spreadability and how quickly it will spread and attach to people more than it is about like caring what the disease does. It seems like this is kind of a like second draft of a recent thing that she made, and that the whole point is just a more contagious version, maybe? It's weirdly specific in its crazy ramblings about like the whole point is it needs to spread and spread quickly and widely to people around here. But also you can see that she at the end of it has a section that details how to make a cure for it, and it's like in case of self-stick.
Opens hatch, stabs self in arm with needle. Bam!
Alright, I'm gonna, following her guide for how to make the cure, I will just
Start doing that.
Start doing
You
that.
do think that like you're not going to be able to pour it into the pipe and send it out and have that necessarily like save the town, because It's probably fairly small batches he's been putting into this, and it's been filtering out through a wide pipe system. It would take a long time for you to filter it out to everyone.
So we would just have to
It'd be more of a
stick. We would just have to stick
like
people.
stick the affected people with it specifically.
Oh no. Oh no.
We gotta go grab cats.
Dr. Bogus MD is going to be known for like being the miracle doctor.
They're gonna give him a freaking.
He's going to get a freaking medal. Oh
I didn't have like a
He's
presidential
gonna
medal
be
for
invited to speak at universities as like for the rest of his life.
I'm honestly
When I go up to grab, I would like to thank my posse, the youngin, the little lady, Jeffries, and Short Fingers. What? Who are they? What?
I like that.
I like
That's
that
what
they
gave
make
you
like a
such
little
like
plaque
a
with all our names, but they're all wrong.
We're gonna go down in history, and the names are literally like the nicknames.
Little
have
yeah,
names.
it's kind of screwed up.
The only one that's a real name is yours, and it's like Jeffries instead of Jeffries.
The fact that that's what gave you such like existential horror for a moment there, like that totally caught me off guard.
Well, because it was just so we can't distribute. So anyway, well, no big deal. We'll just go to the hospital. That's where everyone who's sick is going to be.
And we can
but
like
who's going to have the credibility to walk in and say, "Here, treat your patients with this," and it's him, and it's going to work, and then they're going to be like, "It's a miracle."
Okay, I'm just gonna make the big
man with the
file.
hunters in the dark.
You do a test run and go ahead and roll
That's the
weird
downside
science.
of
Weird
the
science, weird science.
task we have.
It's not the lack of notoriety for myself that's the issue. It's who the notoriety's going to.
That's a 5.
You feel like you could. It's tricky. You're not used to the chemistry side of this as much, but you feel like you could faithfully reproduce this.
Yeah.
With the right equipment.
I'm gonna do it and put it in like a. I'm assuming there's a jar.
Sure, there is. There's plenty of vials and stuff.
Yeah.
Make sure it's a clean.
Clean needle. Don't drop the one that she was just about to squirt with something in it.
Yeah.
Whatever it
So
was.
fill it up. I'm assuming she's got like boxes of needles, probably, or some syringes.
So there's not a ton of like
The hospital
needles,
would
but
have
the
syringes.
hospital has the supplies you need.
Well, we have the cure. Time to go back to the hospital and probably put crazy lady in jail.
Probably a good idea.
Should we do something with all this?
Yeah.
Well, I keep her notebook with me. Like that's coming with me.
Okay, Professor, does the cure, like the stuff that it needs, would that be reliably found, like, outside of this lab? Like, could we get it at the hospital?
Yes.
Okay. I assume that's true.
I just rolled a science and just said yes.
Yeah.
Probably.
Let's collect the notes of note, and maybe this place has a tragic fire.
Fire.
Yeah.
Works for me.
So I'll
There's enough
We knew
chemicals
we
in
had-
this bad boy to line it up good.
Yep.
Look, we knew Ed would finally contribute here.
You burned down one building.
It's all your church.
That's all you're ever known for after that.
I mean, I'm just saying. I shot a man in the dick, and that's what I was known for a while.
Oh yeah, but everybody here shot a man in this.
With the stuff here, I
There's
think
only
can
2 who
faithfully
have
bring
it.
this
It's
place
our
to the ground.
undead companions.
Cutting back to heading into town, you go up to one of the bars. It seems like, you know,
Is it even open?
it is open because, as we all know, alcohol is essential and was allowed to be open. All the bartenders still have to work during this quarantine. I promise, no more too close to home after this story arc. But you will enter into this bar, and it's actually pretty populated inside of here. Like it's not that sparse. Turns out a bunch of people want to it's like just people who probably live in similar households rather than dropping down their scarves to take a drink and stuff.
Except
like
for a couple tables that are actively not wearing.
yeah, and there's one guy there who you're not sure about this, but you're pretty sure he's from Texas, and he's got a kind of bigger beer, and he's yelling at the bartender because it's that person's fault he has to wear a mask inside of this establishment, you know.
I can't.
Getting a little too close to home.
Angrily yelling about masks, takes a drink of water, angrily yells about masks.
You are the problem, he says, spitting water in her face.
He's like,
Even though gets water
well,
out
I'm
of the
gonna
tap.
buy me a little this.
You guys like kind of walk up there, and the guy across from it will be like, "What's your poison?" And she perks up at this.
Whatever the little lady wants.
She's gonna glance around and
She's gonna be
buying her a
whistling,
drink. I
right?
didn't see this coming. She picks a very fancy French liqueur.
Okay. I'm gonna have a whiskey.
Okay. It's gonna be a total of $6.50.
Damn!
Pick the high class shit.
Damn!
She
You know what?
gold digging Grimes right now.
She might as well live it up before she goes to prison for the rest of her life or gets killed.
Lynched. Yeah. A lot of people are dead from this. It's not a.
It's true. This is what 1881. We decided there's a 50% chance you get arrested. Period. That you're just gonna get lynched.
She kind of takes a sip of it. Like, so what got you started in the business of ruining the creative's dreams?
It all started when I was born.
Well, you say the first man scientist.
You see, I'm in this group of posse that we do, we basically work for a governor, so to speak, and kind of go around and, you know, I get told to shoot people and whatnot, and then I shoot them, and, you know, kind of fun stuff like that.
She kind of nods, takes another sip. She's like, I feel that. I'm part of a bit of an organization myself. We all, you know, have a governor of sorts that we all report to, and honestly, this whole thing's really is an idea.
You tell me more.
Grimes is like, I'm a motherfucking spy. I'm goddamn James Bond.
I'm going to roll her.
Roll me the persuasion here.
Oh my god. Who knew? Grimes would be the one to crack the case.
No, this is what's gonna happen. Grimes is gonna come tell us, and we're gonna be like, yeah, sure, Grimes, whatever.
To really crack this case wide open.
Let's be honest. Grimes might be a killer. Grimes may not be the smartest, but I don't think Grimes has ever really lied to us.
Nope.
Care.
I mean, that four explodes.
The 4 does explode.
It's got
6 might explode. No. 4 explodes. Oh, 5 plus 4. So
Because she's so handsome.
So handsome.
He's so handsome.
He's so
So
handsome.
it's a 9 total. She's gonna be like, well, you see, that book you found down there, the one that wasn't upside. I lied to him about the notes thing.
Oh, you.
Oh, this is so smart.
I know. It's one of my strongest features.
This is one of my favorite sessions we've ever done.
Dr. Gladstone? I know the guy.
Oh, really?
Didn't just sign the copy at a book signing, you know. You don't get one of those books unless you're somebody.
Oh. Frankly, I'm talking to that somebody.
You talking to a major somebody.
Major somebody.
So, who is Gladstone? And where is he?
Some would say genius. I'd say no. Visionary.
She asked where he was.
Dr. Gladstone, he's the future.
So, where is he at? No.
Well, I couldn't tell you.
No?
No? Couldn't if I mean, I wouldn't. I'd buy a girl a drink patient because I hold all her secrets to you. I'm no fool. Says, and even if I wanted to, I couldn't. Very secretive fellow. Very secretive. Only met him once.
Was it at a group meeting or something?
We don't have conventions often. It was the first time I met him, and he sought me out, actually. Heard of my exploits, I think.
Probably because you're so smart.
I mean, goes without saying.
Damn, all we need to do is have the professor blow up a few more college campuses, and we'll have the villain knocking on our door.
Exactly.
Hello, I'm Mr. Gladstone. Get her!
Jump him!
So, were there others when you guys were meeting? Were you all meeting together, a big group?
Well, you know, I said there's a network of us, much like you all. Haven't met everybody, but we all do our part.
part in the sciences and whatnot?
Of course, sciences. The act of creation. All of our specialties in our own special ways.
I literally do not know any of this.
Grimes is like, just keep. Sounds important. That's.
It's gonna be like, so, what happens next then with your friends? He's like, I think, this town's boring me at this point anyhow. Perhaps, you and I share a good drink, maybe something else. And, he gives you a little wink. And you notice, like, as she winks, she's got an eye twitch, just like...
Except my eye twitches from something different.
And then, part ways. I promise I won't do nothing like this again.
Should use a different disease next time.
She'll make sure everybody's dead by the time we get there.
Teeth are so last
disease.
plague.
No, teeth in the water system? No. The next one's gonna be
Ears.
Ears, but she'll throw out a hot air balloon.
Ears, but airborne.
Why don't we go get a room somewhere?
Oh yeah, a little privacy wouldn't hurt none. Speaking of such personal matters out in the open.
You got some rope, right?
She chugs down the rest of
Grimes, if she gets away, I swear to God.
Well, I'm trying to see if I can go outside and see you guys, and maybe you come get her or something. I don't know. I was trying to be sneaky about it, but so.
Well, what are
While
you?
they were talking, I do stop and I read that.
Reading through the letter, it seems to be a half-written... roll me a weird science.
Oh God!
I don't even know what that
It's
is.
a D6,
It'll
D4
be a
because you don't have it.
D4 minus 2.
Yeah, -2 because I guarantee.
Because
you
this
don't have
seems to be written and edited and scratched and written over in her particular idiom.
And it
Trying to make sense of it is tricky.
is
Yeah, and
minus
it's total
1 per
minus
room.
that. So it's
Yeah,
minus
it'll be
3.
total minus.
-1.
-1. This is a jumble of nonsense. There's talk about like specimens in there and lost specimens and recovered specimens and like it's all a bunch of hubbub. It's a bunch of nonsense and it's so disjointed it's hard for you to really piece together. You think you need a mind only loosely tied together to understand this letter.
So he's gonna bring it to me.
I know orders.
So we're
I'll just put it in my
burning down this house.
Yeah, that's what we decided.
Are you staying near Grimes or are you heading back to give them the letter right away?
No, I'll stick with Grimes.
Okay. You see the two of them, you kind of like waited outside this, we'll say, and you see the two of them walk out of the bar, and she's like, I haven't spent much time in the city proper, but I believe a lodging is this way.
You're like, I'll follow you.
And the two of them
I guess I'm committing arson.
I guess.
Somehow
No,
I
it's
got
alright.
through.
I already got the
I
bomb.
guess I'm
okay.
fucking a crazy lady, but
Appreciate it. I didn't want to develop a reputation as being the arsonist.
So are you trying to trail him again?
Yeah.
Eventually to get outside of what looks like a kind of sketchy rundown hotel, the outskirts of the city. And unless someone stops anything from happening, I think they're gonna go in there. Unless
I
someone
was trying to see if someone was gonna come out here and arrest her.
But somebody's with you, so you. So I mean, Grimes, I think you might have to
you
take.
don't know what they've talked about.
I thought you're still like just tracking her. Really, actually.
Grimes, you may have to take him for the team and actually sleep with her.
Listen, Jefferson is out of touch. He thinks Grimes is just
He thinks they're
gonna
gonna.
miss grade. Just
You think-
This troubled boy.
He thinks they're gonna
Before
go
we
in
go in,
prayer
I'm just
group
like-
together.
Looking around.
This boy has no boundaries.
Unless it looks like no one's gonna save you. So unless you save yourself.
You know what? I'm just gonna go for it.
I'll be around.
Stand outside the door for when she comes out so you can stop her, but. Oh no.
What is this for?
Okay.
She notices him.
No, she doesn't notice you. Oh, so you're going through the act.
Yep.
It is the best you've ever had.
I might fall in love with this.
Don't put your dick in crazy.
Too late. And it is a magical experience. You're a player. You've slept around. You've had your fair share of scores. You go through women like crazy. But this one, unlike the last 3 that were different, this one's different. She's probably the best you've ever had. There's a connection here.
I love that phrasing. Unlike the last three that were different, this one was different.
I'm gonna cuddle with her.
Mad scientist, crazy in bed.
Crazy in bed. You think that like if someone were rolling, it'd be like a 17 worth.
Wow, out of 20?
Yeah. Well, no, like a dice roll miss. A 4 being a successful intercourse. She got a 17.
I thought like rolling like for her to just beat him over the head with like something in the logic.
Jeffers, are you watching like a creep outside?
Look, this
I'm
lady.
sitting in a chair in the hallway, like just making sure was waiting for gunshots.
You guys end up waiting outside, and you see like an old lady walk out that's like, goodness. You would not, and she walks past, she's like, you would not believe the sort of godless behavior going on in these establishments.
I feel like I've been around a lot of godless behavior.
I thought you were about to I thought that was the same lady that you're talking about. It just clicked with me that this is somebody different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's go.
I guess once the building is engulfed in flames, we'll
Take off.
head into town.
Head for the hospital.
After a bit of her twirling her finger upon your chest hairs or whatever, she's gonna be like, well, that was certainly something special. Is this where we should part our ways and perhaps meet again?
Unless she feels like being one of the good guys, I guess. Well, good guys.
What, like join you guys? Not the good guys.
Let me just escort you at least, like, so you are.
Get me out of town, safe.
Yes.
Of course. A gentleman.
Wait outside.
Jeffers.
Hello, can you put these handcuffs on?
Jeffers just sitting at like a bench nearby out front, and this old lady like walks by, and then a little ways later, you see the two of them walk out the front door.
I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna kick him.
You walk by, like she seems to be like happily walking, not paying attention to you at all.
Okay. I will walk up and I'll say, alright, ma'am, I reckon I'll take you to the prison. To the jail.
Well, we'll talk to your friend here. I think we've sorted something out.
Grimes?
And she looks at you.
Oh no, this is Grimes' heel turn.
Trust.
Grimes, has there been a misunderstanding?
There is, ma'am. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, you did try to creep me out with cats, and so therefore we need.
I didn't mean to do anything with the cats.
I'm
I thought we had something special.
We did. And you may be
Don't
the
you
love
that
of
do
my
confidence?
life. But
He'll visit you in jail.
I'll wait for you, man. I promise.
Do you
I can't wait for this lady
Do you have any
to bust
rope?
out of prison and keep showing up just in love with Grimes through the rest of the camp.
You don't have any rope?
She's gonna run.
I have the rope.
I'm gonna hold on to her though.
You say that like you as you kind of reach, you kind of say that to her, and she's just like a single tear. And you see her reach into her pocket and try and throw up powder into the vampire's face. However, she misjudges the distance, throws a cloud of smoke into the air, turns into your arm, and gets caught.
I'm just gonna hold on to her.
Okay.
I'm gonna search your pockets in case this happens again.
Searching her pockets, you find that she has 2 more pockets, both of which have strange powders in them.
You
But
could have
different
gotten
colored than the ones
gassed
you
at
threw
any
out to
moment.
others.
I'm pretty sure so.
You guys never searched her.
When would I have searched her?
Well, I mean, you could.
I think Grimes had the best opportunity.
I was too busy.
Also, as you like come to start helping try and like bind her, as you ever hugged, she like is getting tied and kind of nestles into
Take her to the sheriff, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna take her to the sheriff. So we'll just.
They're
hold
going
on
to the
her.
sheriff while the three of us are going to the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think that that's where we're going to stop this episode of Devils of the West. We will pick up next time as we find out what happens at these 2 respective establishments.
Well, Professor Bowie accepts his Fields medal.
One of you's a hero and the other's a fucking spy. What's more James Bond than sleeping with the villain scientist?
And getting her to fall in love with you.
Thank you everybody for watching, and we will see you in the next Devils of the West.